All right, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about to get started, as you can see, in 45 seconds. Go ahead and type in the chat space wherever you guys are chiming in from. Put your city and state. If you're watching from Facebook, then also include your name, like in the Facebook group, because sometimes the Facebook groups I'm not able to see the names. But go ahead and type what city and state you guys, or country. If you're chiming in from a country, go ahead and type that into the chat space as we get ready for this incredible live session. I'm looking forward to it, guys. We're going to be talking to you guys all about books. So whatever questions you have for me, you'll be able to ask those questions, and I am here to serve. So go ahead again and type your city and state into the chat space, or country. If you're chiming in from a country, if you're watching in a Facebook group, then also be sure to put your name. So all right, let's get into this now. Sorry about the lighting. Hopefully y'all can see me okay. My vibe board is actually updating, so hopefully y'all can see it's, oh no, it's updated. So let me go ahead and fix this real quick. All right, wait a minute, what was that? Oh, it was something new on here. But anywho, hopefully I can be able to connect my vibe board. If not, then we'll just be going straight from screen today, and I'll do my best. But shout out, let's see, who do we have? The official Marquise Trent channel. Hey, from Richmond, Virginia. How are you? We have Noel, the relentless motivator out of Macon, Georgia. Hello, hello, hello. We have James Hendricks out of Atlanta, Georgia. And we are broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube. I don't know if we're broadcasting on Twitter. I don't know if I added the Twitter. And we are broadcasting on LinkedIn. So welcome to everyone. We've got Ashley out of San Antonio. Hello, Ashley. How are you, love? We have LaShonda out of Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, hello, hello. We have Annette out of, Harvey, Illinois. Hello, Felicia Kelly Brookins. Hey, Queen. Out of Jackson, Mississippi. Hello, Nikkei out of Arlington, Texas. We have Steven out of Louisville, Kentucky. And Annette out of, okay, I think I said Annette already. Or do we got two? Oh, Chad, wait a minute. Oh, okay, no, that's Annette. You just watch it on different platforms. I was about to say, we've got two Annettes, or two people here from different ones. Lord, hold on, y'all. Because this is going to get on my nerves, this little white screen. I wanted to have my vibe board on. Okay, so hopefully it won't keep switching back. I wanted to have my vibe board on so that I could use it, but I'm not sure that it's letting me connect, and I just got to figure that out later on. I don't want to hold up the time because I know you guys have been so excited about today's live broadcast, and I am excited as well. So hello, hello, hello again to everyone. So just a little brief introduction, and we're going to go ahead and get straight into the questions. So if you guys have questions, you can go ahead and start typing your questions in regards to anything centered around book writing, publishing, promoting, profiting, performance, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so as you guys are typing those questions in, what I'll do is kind of help you, guide you through the process of maybe some kind of questions that you might want to ask. Because, you know, sometimes when it's just a general open session like this, you're not really sure what to ask. Okay. So in case this is your first time ever seeing me on a broadcast, my name is Taria, pronounced like Maria with a T, okay? Taria, Maria with a T, Vision Avant. And I work specifically with coaches, I work with network marketers, and I work with speakers. So those are my three ideal people that I work with right now. Also business owners. Basically, if you're a business owner, if you're an author, you're a business owner, you're still going to be able to get some value here. But my target audience is speakers, coaches, and network marketers. And I'll kind of explain that in a minute. But I am here to show you guys how to be able to have a profitable book. Now, when I say a profitable book, I don't mean a profitable book based on just book sales. Okay. I don't mean a profitable book just based on book sales. One of the things that I believe is that the biggest mistake that authors make is they write books to sell books versus writing a book to sell. And even if you're writing a book that's in the fictional space, let's say fictional type of books, you can still create a book that builds a movement. Look at Harry Potter. Look at the 50 Shades of Grey. Look at, Lord of the Rings. There's so many. Look at Bridgerton. Is it called Bridgerton? Yeah, I was in the grocery store the other day. I didn't even know that was based off of a book. And so this has created, that book itself has created a different multiple streams of income because it wasn't just written to sell the book. And many times when many of the authors that I've worked with or people that I've connected with that wrote their book, their first goal, they thought, I'm gonna write this book, my life gonna change, I'm gonna sell $1 million worth of books. Even when I see celebrities, like when I see celebrities get on these shows to be interviewed, and it's like they're pushing the book, but they don't have something towards the end. Now, if I were in a space of celebrity and I was working on a book, I would make darn for sure that I had something else on the back end, because 9 times out of 10, most celebrities, if they're writing a book, is going to be like a biography or something. And the reason I believe that people read non-fictional books, right? Self-help to biographies, memoirs, etc., is because they're looking for, they relate to you in some way. They're maybe looking for transformation. They want to learn how to be able to do something. And so I would make it a movement, right? And so you want to make a book turn into a movement. Hopefully you guys are hearing me loud and clear. So if you are, go ahead and type that into the chat space. Turn your book into a movement. If you are only writing the book just to sell the book, it makes it very difficult for you to make a full-time income from your book. Listen, y'all. So how did I get into the space of coaching and helping individuals to be profitable authors? So my story, if any of you guys are in the network marketing space, I started off as a network marketer. Well, I started off, child. First of all, that wasn't my first thing I did. I started off in the space of tripreneurship. I was a tripreneur, child. I've been trying entrepreneurship since 1999. I was unsuccessful. I see everybody typing in the chat space. I'm putting you guys on the screen. Since 1999, for 10 years, I tried so many different businesses. And, I never, the thing is, a lot of times you get a lot of entrepreneurs that say, I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. Well, technically, I was in the entrepreneurship space for 10 years, but I don't really classify myself as an entrepreneur for 10 years because I didn't stick with a business for 10 years. I would try new businesses, but I was doing it all throughout 10 years. So it's really like I was an entrepreneur for 1 year, repeating the same thing over and over and over again, right? And then in 2009, I ended up getting in network marketing. Now, long story short, I had become a 6-figure earner in the network marketing space, but I also understood that there was a large population of people who didn't see network marketing as business, and I wanted to build my brand. So everybody type into the chat space. I want to make sure you guys are still here with me. Books can build brands. Type that in. Books can build brands. Books can build your brand when done right. And that's ultimately why I wrote my first book. So I wanted to be respected as an entrepreneur, knowing that there were certain professions that look at network marketing like that's not a real business. That's a pyramid. That's a scheme, scam, all that type of stuff. And so I was like, okay, how can I position myself to be seen as an expert? And so my first book, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't write that book because I thought that it would allow me, this chat is going fast, that it would allow me to sell $1,000 worth of books every single week, or 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever the goals are. I never wrote the book to sell thousands and thousands and thousands worth of books every single month. I wrote it because, again, I was building my brand and I wanted to be positioned as an expert in the space that I wanted to be positioned in, right? So when I wrote the book, I wrote a book and I talked about overall just success, like having success, how to live the life of your dreams. And I started getting booked to speak at different events that I didn't even know that this was going to happen, child. I didn't know that it was going to be like, well, can you come speak at this real estate group? What? I don't know nothing about no real estate. But no, you know about goal setting. And we want you to teach, because you wrote about it in your book. We want you to teach on goal setting because you put a chapter about goal setting. Hey, can you come in and teach this organization about overcoming fear? Right? And so it was like, boom, something clicked for me. And I was like, oh, shoot, this book, it's done more than just not only allow me to build my brand and then leverage it to build my network marketing business, but it's also positioned me as an authority figure in specific areas. Authority. The prefix of authority is author, right? Now, don't forget, y'all, type your questions in because I'm going to start answering the questions, but I just want to kind of give you some setting the tone so y'all can have your questions ready, right? So you can go ahead and type in your questions. And so with that, y'all, I just saw so much opportunity. I made a decision at that point that I would leave the network marketing space because I knew that what I had learned, I could help so many leaders in network marketing, and I didn't want it to be a conflict of interest. I've actually worked with several 6 and 7 figure leaders in the network marketing space. I've worked with several coaches as well. I've worked with, of course, many speakers, because if you're a speaker and you ain't got a book, you tripping. If you want to be a speaker and you don't have a book, you're tripping. Now, why don't I do books like on biographies and memoirs? Why don't I do, fictional type story books and things like that? Because that's not what I did. And so, as a coach, I think it's very important then when you enlist a coach, that you enlist a coach that has actually done what it is that they're teaching you. I've never written a biography or a memoir. Okay. Not to say that you can't have success doing it, but based on the way that I teach, that's not what I do. Now, I am partnered with other individuals who can teach on how to do your memoirs and biographies. But I specifically want to show speakers, coaches, and network marketers how we have been able to leverage our books to build a multiple high 6-figure business. Okay. So if that's you, then that's where we come into play, and that's how we can help you out. Right. So go ahead, getting ready. Go ahead, guys, and type in your questions. If anybody has any questions that you want to ask, I am here. You could type that into the chat space, and we're going to get started with answering those questions. So until we, again, type those questions in, because I could talk all day long about books, child. But one thing I will tell you is this, that when you ask the right question, I'm telling you, I like to go in deep. So I'm not one of those types of people. I ain't going to give you no vague answer or anything like that. So if you have questions about publishing, if you have questions about printing books, if you have questions about, some promoting, maybe you have an event coming up, something like that, you want to go ahead and type that into the chat space. Now, should anybody, I might even open it up so that you guys can actually come on screen. If you guys want to be able to come on screen, let me know, and I can pull some of you guys in so you can actually ask directly here on the screen. So, okay, let's go ahead. I see some of the questions popping up. So the first question by Kathy Thompson, she says, how many editors should you have for your book? So very good question. So because of the style of books that we actually do, Kathy, we don't have a multiple editors. I would say at minimum, if you have one good editor that you trust, that you know is thorough, that's great. But then sometimes you might even, once you have had that editor to edit your manuscript, I recommend you should still kind of go through and look over your book. We have an editor that we've been with for several years now, and she's extremely thorough. And so for our style, because it's self-help how-to books, then we generally only have one editor. Now, let's just say that your book is like a fictional book or it's a memoir and you want someone to edit for the flow. I would recommend at least 2 editors, because there's 2 different types of editing that's going to need to take place for your style of book. First of all, your editor is going to want to look through the flow and want to make sure that, okay, when you start, your chapter 1, does it make sense to start it there, or should we reposition it somewhere else so that it grabs the attention? How many of y'all ever read a book where it literally starts with the end first, just like a movie, and then it'll guide you through that process? And so you may want to have an editor first to edit for that, and then go back and edit for the grammar and the punctuation and the spelling and stuff like that. For me, I typically have one. When we first got started, though, until I found an editor that I could trust, I would get 2 eyes on it. However, I still highly recommend, especially in a self-publishing space, you still want to go through and look through. Now, this is the deal. A lot of times people are like, well, I would like to have 2 editors or 2 different editors, which is fine. But do understand that editing is the right kind of editors is expensive, right? And a lot of times that's where I see a lot of people where they don't want to pay top dollar for editing. Well, you're going to get what you pay for. In fact, I just saw a post It was actually a YouTube video where a lot of editors from some of these major publishing companies that many people want to get signed to are leaving. They're leaving. And I believe personally, the reason why so many publishers are leaving editors are leaving some of these top publishing companies is because they're just not getting paid. And it's very time consuming to have to go through an entire manuscript that's 30,000, 40,000 words. And folks only be wanting to pay $100, child. And so, you're going to have to pay. Now, what would be your budget, I would say, for a great editor? It is based on your word count. Now, I recommend, I told you I really answer questions in depth. I recommend that, especially if this is like your first book, you want to be around a word count of anywhere between 15,000 words. I would say at minimum 10, but that's going to be a pretty small book. But 15,000 words is like my sweet spot, right? I like to push all of our clients that attend our book camps to get to about 15,000 words. However, do know that once it goes over to 15,000 words, and with many other editors, they'll start at 15,000, but if it goes over, then you're talking about maybe an additional $300 or so, right? So I have a manuscript right now that's over, I think it's over like 50,000. It's right under 50. It might be like 39, 40,000 words, right? Actually, I think it's more than that. I think it's like 50,000. For that, our editor is charging us $1,000+ for that book because it's a lot of reading, right? So, recommend if you got a very thorough editor, great. But if you do have someone who's maybe new, you might want to have two. Now, where can you find great editors? So everybody, hopefully type this down, write this down. I recommend that you go to upwork.com. Now, there's other sites out there. And so a lot of times people will be like, well, what about this? What about this? I'm telling you what I do. So please don't ask me, what about this? I'm only going to tell you what I recommend based on what I have done and based on what I have experienced. Okay. So if I don't tell you, then I don't recommend it. I'm not saying it don't work, but I'm only going to tell you what I do. I'm not a coach that's just going to be like, oh, okay, you could try that. No. I think that's very misleading in the coaching world, right? So Upwork, and let me tell you why I like Upwork. First of all, whenever you hire an editor, and this is, if we have people that are watching in different countries, you want to make sure that your editor is in your country, okay? Not someone who understands the language, but they need to be in your country because the slang or the vernacular that we use here in the United States is not the same of Canada. It's not the same of the United Kingdom. I remember one time I hired someone from the UK to edit my book, and it was so proper. And I don't like my books to be proper. I like my books to be in the tonality that I actually talk. So you might see, it's so funny because my editor always uses this as an excuse. As an example, not an excuse. An example, I like to say stuff like child, please. Now, child is CHILE, not child, please, right? Child, please, right? I might even add a couple I's. Child, please. So I like to make sure that my editor understands our language. So you want to hire an editor that's going to be in your country, right? Second thing is you want to make sure that their rating is over 90%. If it's below 90%, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Okay, I'm not finna hire you because you're not gonna be messing up my manuscript. And then number 3, you want to make sure that that editor from Upwork is going to leave on all of the changes, mark changes, okay? And so that allows you, when they deliver the manuscript to you, you can see the updates that they have made, and then you can go in and approve them. The reason why this is important is because you do want to see what their suggested update is going to be. So that's how I get editors. I know that was a long answer, but Angela Wynn asks, how do I stay motivated as a coach? This is a great question, Angela, because I'm going to tell you guys, it is very difficult to stay motivated. There's a couple of factors. Number 1, I've been doing this so long that now it has just really become like my nature. I'm going to be honest, y'all, though. I think me being a coach, it was always in me. When I was young, they used to say I was bossy. I wasn't bossy. I was just coaching. I just didn't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I used to give unsolicited advice. or unsolicited. Like I would pull all my friends together and be like, we about to start a club. Like that was always me. I was always the one creating, and I would create manuals and things like, look, this is how we gonna do this. And so it was always in me to be a coach, right? To be a teacher in that way. And so it's natural, right? But number two, because listen, if I could be real transparent, everybody ain't gonna love you. As a coach, everybody's not gonna love your personality. And honestly, you don't want that. Nobody gets remembered for just falling in line and being like everyone else. As a coach, I'm not afraid to tell the truth. I will tell my students, you're messing up, you need to show up, and everybody don't like that, right? And so in that space, when everybody don't like it, sometimes you get people that can be a little bit, they just want to say what they want to say. And it can sometimes kind of affect the way you feel about like, dog, these people don't even appreciate all this work that I'm putting in. But I'm going to tell you this, when you get one person that because of you, we had a young lady, Jennifer. Jennifer just came out with her book and she did a post and I reposted it on my Instagram. And so she was showing her opening up the books and she's just giggling and laughing and just so happy. There's nothing that can replace that feeling that know that you had something to do with it. And so if I were you guys as a coach, the biggest motivating factor is to really help people have success in whatever space that is in. Like really focus, like even if it's just one person, I promise you can have all the negative people because you're going to have spoiled apples. There's nothing you can do about it. But when you get that one person that you have helped, it becomes addictive and you want to keep feeling that over and over. The third thing that I'm going to add to just staying motivated as a coach is I'm very, very conscious of who I spend my time with, okay? What I listen to. Sometimes you got to turn on the YouTube and search morning motivation. That's what I search that every morning when I'm waking up. I listen to just different morning motivational audios, right? You got to make sure that you go to events, conferences, right? That motivate you though. Right? Sometimes we do need a little bit of like a old back in the day, like a water pump. And the water pump, you had to push hard, and then eventually just tap it, right? Tap it and it would just have the water going out. Well, the way that I look at it like this is that me going to events and seeing success, knowing that God is no respecter of one, seeing how other people are transforming other people's lives. See, I don't just go to an event just because I'm coming to only get information. I come because I want to pay attention to who's doing what's happening. I like to see coaches that are helping other people to have success because I know that if he'll do it for him or he'll do it for her, then he'll do it for me. And I know what it feels like to help someone's life be changed because of what you've installed in them. So that's how I stay motivated as a coach. Are there particular subjects that provide a stronger base than other? Heather, very good question. So I'm going to tell you guys, this is one thing I'm always sharing to my students. There's three main areas that people, let me pull this up. I'm going to type this in the chat space. There are three main areas that people are searching for continuously where the money resides. Okay, everybody, where the money resides. Number one, people are spending money to learn more about relationships. Okay, so relationships. I'm gonna go ahead and type this in for y'all. Relationships. What do I mean by that? Well, when I say relationships, where can I put it? I put it right here. Relationships. There's all different areas. Okay. Remember, when somebody, and I'm specifically speaking for the self-help how-to books, okay? When we talk about relationships, there's different areas of relationships that people are looking for success in. Some people want to know how to have better friendships. There's a whole book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. How many of you guys have read that book? Right? How to win friends and influence people. There's relationships with how to have a better relationship with your boss. How to have a better relationship with your staff. That's leadership training, right? Okay. There's relationships, how to have a better relationship with your family. How to have a better, these are all individual types of books, individual transformations, individual businesses. Hello, somebody. And we know the number one that everybody, how to have a better relationship with your loved one, your romantic partner, your husband, your wife, right? And there's ways to even niche that down. You could even have how to have, this is your first, I'm going to be a little controversial here, but we got to be honest here and speak the truth. There's now same-sex marriages. And let's be real, there are some people who are getting into the space of same-sex marriages, and this is their first time ever dating someone of the same sex. There's books out there about that. There's books about how to have better relationships with your children, how to have better relationships with your wild child, right? So what I'm stating to you is that relationships is a huge industry, but you can niche that down. Number 2, where else are people searching? Well, I'm glad you asked. Number 2 is going to be health and wealth. Now, when it comes to health and wealth, this is also a space to be niched in. Because when you think about it, there's so many ailments. I had a young lady that joined our boot camp, and she wrote about how to overcome type 2 diabetes. Now, she was actually a wellness coach, right? And so instead of saying, I'm just going to show people how to have a healthier life, no, she niched it down because she was able to follow some things, follow some food regimens, follow some exercise regimens, and she was able to get rid of her type 2 diabetes. And so now she's like, I'm going to focus on the specific transformation of that. I'm not just trying to help everybody who's trying to lose weight. I'm not going to help all the women that's trying to, get fine. I'm going to help the women or the men that have dealt with type 2 diabetes. And so when it comes into the health and wellness space, y'all, being niched is very important. Even in the mental space, that's health and wellness. So overcoming a specific mental ailment. You might even help people that have mental ailments that people don't even talk about. But there's organizations and communities out there that are looking for experts in those spaces. And the more niche you are, the better it shall be. Now, remember, I'm specifically talking to individuals who are speakers, coaches, and network marketers, and you want to be able to leverage your big book to grow your business. And then the third space that people are investing in is going to be 3, money. People want to know how to make more money. People want to know how to save more money. We are now in the space where this has not always been the case, where more people are generating income, and we want to know how to invest. I remember like 10 years ago, if you would have sat down with me and asked me, about how I want to invest my money, I would have like into some wine, or how I want to invest my money into a trip. I'm not thinking about the future, because at that point it was new to me. But now even younger individuals are wanting to know how to live a longer life and let their money work for them. So investing is a huge, huge space right now, but also teaching people how to generate cash. So if you were to ask what area of expertise in my end, or in these 3 top subjects, is money. I'm teaching authors how to be profitable. But if you notice, I have a specific audience, speakers, coaches, and network marketers that want to grow a profitable business by leveraging their books. Very specific. I can say I help all speakers, coaches, and network marketers grow their business, but I use books as the identifier to separate me from other people. So those are going to be the top 3 industries that people are looking for when it comes into the self-help space. And again, you can really niche each and every one of them down into specific areas. All right. Did you go to school, or do you have a course recommended? So I'm not sure, Truthfish, what you mean as far as like a course recommended or school. I did go to school, but I didn't go to school for publishing or speaking or coaching. I would say that my education in speaking and coaching comes from the school of the life. My PhD comes from life experiences. I teach based off of what I've experienced, what I've done. So I've never been, I don't have a certification in coaching. You don't need that. I don't know where people think that you got to have a certification to coach. I don't have any kind of certifications in speaking or any of that. I literally teach on the things that I do. And that's what separates, because there's a lot of coaches out here, child. They out here teaching on what they learned, not what they did. So they'll go and invest into somebody else's course, learn all the information, and sometimes literally take it word for word and then go out there and reteach it. And I think the best coaches are the one who are coaching on a space that they know how to do it. And this is the thing. All of us here have a gift. Dr. Miles Monroe said it like this. He says, many of you guys have talents in multiple areas of your life, But if you just focus on one talent and showing people how to do that one talent, you can live forever off of teaching that talent. Many of us, we're trying to teach so many different things. I used to have a public speaking course. I used to have a social media course. I used to even have a web design course. And then I had my book course and even how to do events course. I would have so many courses that when a client would get on a call to do a training call with me, I didn't even know what course they was enrolled into. And now on top of that, I couldn't really charge my full value because I wasn't the best in all of those areas because I was dividing my time. And then guess what? I was overworked and underpaid. And then I made a decision that I'm just going to focus on one specific transformation. I'm going to focus on one specific genre. I only do self-help and how-to. If you want to do a planner, I got someone I can forward you to. If you want to do a memoir biography, I got someone I can forward you to. If you want to do a poetry book or a cookbook, I have someone I can forward you to. Can I do those books? Yes, but I don't want to do those books. So everything that I do is based off of, and that's not that I don't want to. I don't want to do them because I didn't do them. That's not how I built my business from those types of books. So I only teach off of what I do. So I believe that the best way for you guys to figure out what you're going to coach in or who you're going to help and how you're going to help them, it should be based off of your own experience. And before I go on to the next question, let me just add this, y'all. We overcomplicate this coaching world. We've been doing too much. We do way too much. Hold on, let me sip on a. It's literally somebody right now Googling, how can I organize my office for better functionality? And you're really good at organizing. But you see all these other coaches. I'm a purpose coach. I help people to figure out their dream, but you're really good at organizing. And you could separate yourself because there's a ton of purpose coaches. But do you know why I know that organizing is huge? Because they have a whole reality show of these two beautiful ladies that are professional organizers. And guess whose homes they organize? Celebrities, millionaires, multi-millionaires. They made a whole business, not a cleaning. No, they're not cleaning companies. They don't come and dust stuff down. No, they come in and organize and functionate a house for functionality. Hello? It's somebody right now that's saying, how can I create quick meals for my boo as a professional woman? Because I want to still have my business and my job or whatever, but I also want to make sure I take care of my man. So how can I cater to my man by cooking quick meals? Some of y'all know how to throw down in the kitchen. Everybody coming over when you cooking. And you know how to put it together. And then on the combination of that, you could throw in a little bit of relationship coaching as well. Hello? How you doing? Right? You know, it's some of y'all right now that y'all are really good at doing vision boards. People right now got whole businesses off of, I help people to create vision boards. Some of you guys, I have a girlfriend, she came to my house, y'all. And she saw my whole get up, my setup as far as my my broadcasting. She was like, oh my God, can you come and do this for me? I will buy whatever you tell me to buy. And she did. I gave her the whole list. She bought everything from the camera to the mic to the lights, everything. And I went in there and set it up. Didn't even think about the fact that that could be a whole business. Now, am I going to add that? No, I might do it for some certain clients, but it would be a high level investment because I'm just not going, especially if you fly me in. But it's something that is an opportunity. So I didn't go to any school to do this. I just thought about what is the one thing that I enjoy doing, or one thing that people ask me a lot of questions about. How did I do? And everybody always was asking me, how did you write that book? And then I started learning how to be better. I learned how to dominate. Okay. Because my goal is not just helping people to write a book. It's a million publishers. But how can I separate myself? What are some of the challenges that I see from my clients once the book is done? And that's how we created Book Profits Club. By the way, I am going to make an announcement in a few. We have our next challenge. Okay, so we're going to be doing something new. We used to do our challenge. It was like a one-day event. VIPs would have opportunities to come on and ask questions, kind of like what you guys are doing, but we would do it via video setting, so you don't have to type it in and stuff. But we're going to be having a challenge coming up next next month. And today I'm going to be offering, but you have to do it while we're live. So if you watch this replay, you're not going to get the same deal. But today I'm offering 50% off. So I do have to update the screen real quick while we're live. I'll do that in a minute, but I want to answer another question and then I'll go ahead and start working on that. All right. This is a good question, Katrina. When should you gear to market your book to your audience? When you think about it. Now, I've seen people that will say they have like these timelines and stuff, child. First of all, I'm going to tell y'all, my belief, you know how some people say, like, don't tell people your goals and your dreams. I don't move in silence. Honestly, guys, I don't believe in that principle. And I know that this is controversial because some of y'all going to say, well, you know, this person said it. That's not true. Listen, in order to obtain anything great, you're not going to do it by yourself. No way. So how can you move in full silence? Now, there is a thing or a difference of maybe not necessarily sharing certain aspects and things like that to certain people because, you know, people can be negative and stuff like that, or being careful about, you know, what you put out there, you know, making sure that legally you're protected. But I'm just not a big believer in like the move in silence thing. Like because like, for example, like I have a wine that we're working on. Have we really started it yet? No, but I did trademark the name and all of that stuff, right? I put it out there that I got a wine coming out because, you know, books and wine, it just works. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. And the name of the wine is Vision Avant. Yes, I used my name, Vision Avant, to see forward, right? So anyways, I put it out there. I got people in my DMs, child, like, listen, do you need any help with getting this? Do you need distribution? Do you need that? Because I put it out there in the atmosphere. The thing is this, 80% of the population never takes action. And I know this may sound harsh because 80% of the people that are watching this training, no disrespect, I pray that I am wrong in this statistic, but I know that I know that I know. And I told you, this goes back to me being a person, as a coach, I like to tell the truth. But 80% of even the people that watch this training ain't going to do nothing with the training. So why is it that we are so afraid of people taking a concept or idea when guess what? Most of the concepts and ideas that we've created ain't new no way. Okay, so I know that wasn't your question, but I just had to say that because a lot of us be like, well, wait until. No, when I had this book, let me pull this book up real quick. Where is that? Here we go. Here we go. So this book right here, A Six-Figure Vision. Y'all see it? It used to be called A Vision of Freedom. So I wrote this when I was in network marketing, right? And I wrote it because I wanted to use it as a recruiting tool. But then in 2014, when I decided to walk away from the industry of network marketing and coach speakers, coaches, and networkers, I had to kind of readjust it because some of the content in it was really focusing on network marketing. And I wanted to focus now on being an author. Yes, yes. So I went and guess what? Because anytime I got a book coming out, I don't care if it's the same book and I'm redoing it, I'm pre-selling. Because I don't never like to pay money to publish my book. I don't like to pay money out of my pocket to get it edited. I don't want to pay money out of my pocket to get it formatted, to get the cover design. I rather have people help me. Hello? Help me. Right? So anyways, I pre-sold. And sometimes, like some of the books, it just depends, y'all. Sometimes I might pre-sell months in advance, 3-6 months. I have a technique where I'm able to write a book in 3 days or less. So it doesn't take me a long time to actually get the book out there. And remember, you write a book to write another book. Another thing, let me just add this, y'all. Y'all be trying to put everything in your book. You want this to be the end all be all. If you've never heard of the name John C. Maxwell, I want you guys to look that name up. John C. Maxwell. Now, this is what's crazy. John C. Maxwell, I actually had a chance to meet him recently at the I Believe experience hosted by David Imonitier. And it's crazy because I wasn't expecting to meet him. I was like, yo, I knew he was going to be a speaker, but I was like, oh, he probably just going to come through on the video, virtual or something like that. No, y'all, I goes to the doggone backstage after the panel I hosted, and child, look who he is, John C. Maxwell. Well, long story short, he's got a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. What's funny is that he has redone that book more than the 21 laws. He's actually had 26 versions of that book. 26. And then when you talk about the number of books that he's written on leadership, it's in the hundreds. Why is this so important? Because what we must understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that the way that we did something back in 2009 is not how we do something today. The way that you did something back in 2018 is not how we do something today. So we never should ever get into a space of complacency thinking like, once I write this book, it's done. This is why I also don't believe in writing memoirs. Not me, not yet. Like, I don't. But I believe that there are some people, especially like, I know we have Angela Wynn. She helps people who are matriarchs write their books, right? Absolutely. I wish my grandmother would have wrote and told me some stuff about her life, right? And so, or, let's just say you've had a specific type of situation. Like we had one guy that moved here from another country, was able to really build a life for him and his family. I thought that was powerful. And he positioned his book in like a memoir way, but he could have still even positioned it in a how-to instructional based book. But needless to say, you write a book to write another book. So you shouldn't be taking 2, 3, 4 years to write your books, guys. So I would announce it as soon as I'm thinking of a book idea. Child, I put it out there. I'll be pre-selling. And I'm going to tell you, it does a couple of things for you. When you start pre-selling your book, it allows you to kind of like hold yourself accountable. So now you're not just, because y'all know y'all make up every kind of excuse. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I'm talking about y'all and me too, child. We'll make up every type of kind of excuse on why we not, I'm busy today. I got this going on, child. I got that and this. When honestly, let's be real. If we could dedicate an hour a day towards working on our book, many of us would have our books done. Just an hour a day. You would have your book done in a week or less. Because it really don't take that much if you have the right techniques and tactics. Yes. So I recommend as soon as you think about it, start putting it out there, start pre-selling. Everybody write this down or type this down. If you're typing notes, make $1,000 today.com. Make $1,000 today.com. This is going to be a training and we're going to go into more depth when I'm about to give you guys an opportunity. But this is a free training that teaches you guys how to pre-sell. Okay. Or resell. I had a young lady that was in the real estate world and she had already come out with her book, but it was self-published. So she owned 100% creative rights to it. She followed this training, y'all, resold the book, got people excited about the book and was able to make thousands of dollars pre-selling it. Okay. Now, why is it important that you get people excited about your book too? Because when people are knowing that your book is coming out, they actually become ambassadors for you. So it's not just you out here promoting. I have individuals who will follow this training. They pre-sell 50 to 100 books in a matter of days. So now instead of you just being excited about your book, you now got 50 to 100 people excited about your book. And you offer incentives. So if you plug into that training, I'm going to show you guys in the training of how to be able to, offer the incentives, get people even more excited, get more people promoting for your book, becoming ambassadors and affiliates for your book. Hello, somebody. How you doing? Okay. That's what I'm saying, right? Okay. So real quick, while I get into some more questions, and I am going to, I gotta fix this real quick though. So, cause I'm giving you guys, for those of you watching live, I have my next challenge. Write this dates down. May the 17th through the 21st. Now I know it's a lot of people doing challenges. I'm doing mine a little bit differently. For the challenges though, hold up, where am I supposed to go? For the challenges, right? It's 4 days. You're going to get a webinar. You're going to get access to a webinar. And on the 5th day, we're going to spend 3 hours together. Okay. Because the goal is, again, to help you guys in 5 days or less generate up to $5,000. For $5,000, what can that do? That can help you if you need to get your book re-edited. For $5,000, if you need to, get some marketing put out there, right? Because listen, some of us do not invest in marketing. We don't invest in ads. And I think we got to change that, y'all. You could be able to use that to be able to pay for some additional graphics work and all types of stuff. So we want to help you to generate that additional $5,000. Additional graphics work and all types of stuff. Okay, well, yes, I sound very clear. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what I'm doing is I'm giving 50% off of enrollment for both the VIP and general admission. And we'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. But I also want to get back to answering some of these questions because I'm having a good time. And I'm giving you guys a full hour. Now, this will give you an experience. This is how we do our sessions for our VIP sessions. So if you're a VIP, then you get 3 days, 3 individual days where you get to actually sit down and ask me any question. And it's recorded because all of these broadcasts, this broadcast, I'm gonna leave it up, but it's recorded. And then I literally will go in and show you stuff too. So like I'm step by stepping it. I like to be very thorough in my answering. So we'll do VIPs. You guys get 3 live days to actually ask me questions. All right. Do I assist in obtaining an ISBN? So this is funny. So as a coach, I got to tell y'all something, y'all. So I used to recommend, sorry, my nose is itching. I used to recommend, and I'm still doing some research on this, but I used to recommend, because honestly, the purpose of an ISBN, by the way, you know that you can print books without it having an ISBN number. But I know for the sake of looking, official, we want to have that little barcode. But think about it, y'all. How many of y'all ever really used the barcode? Like scanned it? Hello? The reason why you have the ISBN is so that it can be sold in stores, right? You don't technically really need it for online when you're selling it yourself. So I used to recommend, if you have to have ISBN, if you want to have ISBN, just get your free one from Amazon. But I'm not going to recommend that anymore if you care about this. Now, remember, the biggest mistakes that authors make is they write books to sell books versus writing a book to sell. I don't really have my books because I'm trying to make $1 million off of selling them. I leverage them. So these are tools for me. So when I'm out and about and I'm networking, I'm, at the restaurants and stuff, I'm always with my books. When I'm going to conferences and I'm speaking on stages, I've got vendor tables. I always have my books. I never created these books so that people could buy them online. I use them specifically for the purpose of leveraging and using at events. However, for the ISBN, that's specifically if you want your book to be in stores. Let's just be real. If you're going to have to market for people to go to a store to purchase your book, you might as well just market for them to go to your website and purchase your book there. Now, the reason why I said I used to recommend Amazon, just use their free ISBN, and this is if you really care. So if you go to Google, right, and search my name, you'll kind of be able to scroll down at the bottom and it'll say for sale, y'all. So I always list my books on Amazon for more than what I charge for them. So right now I have them listed for $97. But then I happened to notice I went to Amazon and I searched my name, because I do search my name. Y'all should be searching y'all name, see what people saying. And I searched my name and I saw that they had my books on 30% off, child. They took my $97 books and put them on sale for 30% off. And the reason they can do that is because the ISBN is through Amazon. So with that stated, if you do care, now, again, I never send people to Amazon to purchase my book. Never have, never will. I always only send them to my website because I want to be able to track all the people who purchase my book. I am using my book to grow my business. So I need that data. Does that make sense? And so for me, I'm not really tripping. I really don't care. Either way, they're still going to get a book. They're going to pay more money. Even with a 30% off, they're going to pay more than they would by going directly to my site. Most people that find out about me, they find out about me because I've told them where to go to get it, right? So some people try to tell me, and this is no disrespect, but I've done pretty good off of the techniques that I've done. And a lot of times people will try to tell me, well, everybody want to know if my book on Amazon. No, you probably lead with that. You probably start off telling people I'm an Amazon top seller or things of that nature. The key is no. And this is where, as a community of entrepreneurs and speakers and coaches, we got to do better, y'all. People don't really care about all those titles. What they really want to know is, when I read your book, what am I going to learn? When I work with you as a coach, what are you going to teach me? When I buy your product, what is going to happen? What is the transformation? So that's a long answer. I know you didn't ask me all that, but I'm just telling you this is what I do. Now, if you want to purchase your own ISBN, let's say you don't want to use the free Amazon because you don't want Amazon to like resell your stuff, which they tried, but they're not going to, it's not going to work. Like they're not going to be able to, nobody's still going, if they know they can go to my website and get it for $20 plus shipping and handling, they're still not going to go buy it from Amazon for $35 and $40, or some will. And if they do, so what? They still got it. That means they qualified. They're going to reach out to me, et cetera, right? But there's another place where you can go, which is myidentifiers.com. Okay. For our 3-day boot camp, because our pricing is extremely affordable. There are publishers. Now, I want y'all to understand, this is why I don't say we are a publishing company, because there are publishers out there that when you, like, let's just say, shucks, it's some even will charge you $20,000 and still get a percentage of your book sales. Hello? Because there's two different ways. Sometimes a publishing company will sign you, and then sometimes they say, well, this is going to be the fee to join with us. So for what we actually charge for our program, our 3-day boot camp, y'all, there's publishing companies who can't touch us. So certain things we do get you to get, but we do help you to, we design your book cover for you. We edit your manuscript. We format it. All of that takes place in the 3-day boot camp. On top of that, we give you marketing. We teach you how to promote. We teach you how to leverage. We even go over we're doing a boot camp right now where we are identifying who do you serve? How do you serve them? What's going to be, once somebody buys your book, what's the next step? What are your products and services? Literally, people are coming in thinking they're writing a book, and we're creating a whole system for them. So if you need to get an ISBN, you go to myidentifiers.com, or you can always just do the free Amazon. I don't know that I'll ever even care about it, because again, I wrote this. My intention is to get this book in as many people's hands as possible, but mostly when I'm doing my own events and stuff like that, right? Okay, so this is the deal, and I'm going to answer. Let's see, what time is it? We still got a little bit of, it's 11:55. This done went by quick, child. Well, look. So my next book profits challenge is going to be May the 17th through May the 21st. Okay, May 17th through May 21st. And we're going to be going over a ton of information for 5 days. Today, right now, while you guys are watching this, I'm literally giving you 50% off registration. But as soon as this live ends, the 50% will end. Well, I'll give y'all an hour. So it's currently 11:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to go and see what the challenge is all about, if you want to see some past people who have worked with us, you can go to the link, and the link is, hold on, y'all. I'm going to put it right here. And there's nothing you have to put in. The 50% is already listed. www. And again, like I said, it's 5 days. For the first 4 days, there will be a webinar. You will get access to the replay. We will be having homework, because again, my intention is to show you by the 5th day how to generate up to $5,000. And this is no cap, y'all. I'm not over here trying to hype y'all up for the hype fest. But on top of also, like where I had the question about when should you start marketing, how to be able to use and leverage those people who are pre-ordering from you to even go out and promote your book. What if I could teach you a technique that once somebody pre-orders, then they could actually go and promote your book. And let's say they go get 10 people. So let's say your goal is to get 50 people, right? 50 people to pre-order from you. And out of those 50 people, we'll say 20% actually go out there and get 10. So what's 20% of 50? That's 10. Right? 20% of 50 is 10. So that's 10 people that go out and get 10 more people. So that's another 100 books. So now you got 150. That's just 10. This is a small number. That's 150 people who now have pre-ordered your book. Then you're going to now include them on email series. So this is the thing, because some of you guys are on my email list. Right? I've recently converted over to an all-in-one platform, which I'm going to do a live talking about that too. But and this made so much more sense. I was at a conference over the past weekend, and they were talking about, people that have email lists and the number of people who actually get marked as spam. And so typically a person, when you join someone's email list because you purchased a product or you got a free giveaway, if you're not emailing that person consistently, and let's just say you wait months and then 3 months later, you now send an email, they're going to be like, who the hell is this? And now you get marked as spam because you're not consistently messaging them. Well, I know the biggest challenge that many people have is they're like, well, Taria, I don't know what to send them. Hello? Well, in this challenge, we're going to go over ideas of what to be able to send within the first 14 plus days once someone has purchased your book. This challenge is lit. Okay. So right now, there's nothing you have to do. You just go to Book Profits Challenge and you get 50% off. Okay. And we're utilizing the new all-in-one system. So that's going to be lit as well. All right. Let's see. I'm going to answer a couple more questions too. All right, Gwendolyn. I love this question. So Gwendolyn asked, I'm tongue tied. What recommendations do you have when starting out in a new business? And she says, starting out in a new business using a book. Well, first of all, I'm so glad that you're thinking in that way, Gwendolyn, because a lot of times I get people that are like, well, I'm not going to, write a book because I'm working on this business. But the book is what makes you the authority figure. Now, this is the challenge that many authors have. Many authors write a book that's exactly parallel to what they do. Let me give you an example. And I use this example a lot. In fact, I think I'm going to have to go get one today. So anybody here love to get massages? And I know you guys are commenting, but I'm trying not to move the thing because I love to post all the comments, but I'm trying to get some of these questions in. And if I scroll all the way down to the comments, then I'm going to miss, I have to go back up to the question. So I know you guys are commenting, so just go ahead and type it in if you guys love to get massages, right? Now, do you believe that there's actually a market for extremely busy professionals who like really good massages, that don't want to go into a massage parlor, that don't feel like taking their clothes off and waiting in a room for 10 to 15 minutes? That is one of my biggest irritants of why I hate going to get massages, because I hate having to go into this room, take, derobe and sit and wait. I need you to be ready because I'm busy. Hello? And so as a busy professional, if I could literally have someone come meet me, bring their table, which there are massage people that do this. Not on top of that, make the massage be customized, have custom aromas, custom music playing with affirmations, something of that nature. This would be a high level executive massage where I might charge $200 to $300 for this massage. Y'all, I want y'all to know I would easily pay $300 for a massage like that. I pay that already, and I got to go to the place. And then I got to drive home. I hate it. I just want to be able to get my massage in the crib and fall asleep with some aromas and all type of stuff. Massage some of that good stuff in my skin. You know what I'm saying? What if the massage therapist, they, while they do the massage, they clean your skin, put some good oils in there. What? I would pay money for that. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. So if we got any massage therapists now, why would I pay money for that? Because it's not just about the massage. It's about what the massage does for you. It helps you to relax. Now, I'm going to challenge everybody watching this, right? I'm going to challenge everybody, when you get off of this broadcast, go Google how to relax. I'm not even going to do it right now. I'm just telling you, I know what's going to happen. When you Google how to relax, if it's not billions, you will find millions of results that'll pop up. And what I believe, everybody type this in the chat space, if they'll Google it, they'll pay for it. See, what most of us will try to do is promote the massages when we should be promoting the transformation. I help busy high-level executives. I help busy high-level executives relax more with my three-step something technique. Well, how you do that? Do you understand? So now you're talking about the transformation, and you write a book about what? Not massages. Don't nobody want to read a book about massages unless they're becoming a massage therapist. Your clientele wants to read about relaxation, and one of the chapters is going to be about getting massages. And you're going to talk about your high-level executive massage and how it's so amazing and why people should get it. And they're going to be salivating out the mouth because they got to get that massage. But you don't even write it because of the fact that they're going to read the chapter on the massages. You're writing a book about relaxation because you are the king or the queen of relaxation. And now you leverage this book and you create an article or you do a pitch to the media and say, listen, during these busy times where more people are committing, unfortunately, suicide, they're stressed out, they're overwhelmed, I help them to relax better so that people can be in better mental clarity. And then you go and look up what days of the month or what days of the year are about mental wellness. And you start pitching yourself. You're not pitching yourself as a massage therapist. You're pitching yourself as a relaxation specialist. And now you get on these media outlets. Are y'all with me here? Now you get on these stages. And I get it. Everybody ain't got to be animated like me. You might be like, well, oh, Lord, I got to speak. Yes. If you are an entrepreneur, miss me with that. Y'all, we got to stop with this. I don't want to speak in front of people. Do y'all know my degree is in computer science? I am an introvert by heart. I am the girl. And when I'm done with this, guess what I'm going to do? Probably go to a restaurant and a movie because I ain't been in so long. I hadn't had a Saturday off in so long. Probably gonna go to a restaurant by myself. That's me. I'm a loner. I'm an introvert. When I'm speaking about something I'm passionate about, though, my energy, it shows it. I love what I do. All it means is that when you get into the space of speaking, it's just practicing, getting better at it. And trust me, even the shyest of the shyest, I did a post. I'm going to repost it again because I did a post because I had a young lady had DM'd me and was like, man, I'm very shy. I'm an introvert. How can I be successful? Some of the most successful people in this world, about 80+% of the most successful people are extremely introverted. And you would never know it. And so miss me with the, I don't want to speak. If you try to be an entrepreneur, that comes hand in hand. You got to be able to talk about your transformation. So I highly recommend you write a book or you leverage your book that's connected to the transformation and you use that to push out there and promote. You use that when you're out networking. Don't, hey, I'm a massage therapist. No. Right? Hopefully this is making sense. All right, let's see. I'm gonna answer maybe two more and then we're going to wrap it up because we're only supposed to be here for an hour. Okay. How do you go from initial profits to creating a monthly cash flow system? Roy, I love it. Okay, this is a great question. So remember, the biggest mistakes that authors make is they write a book to sell the book. So if you only have a book to sell the book, if you only have a product which is selling the book, that's a one-time profit. And one-time profits, I forget what Trevor says, but he always says something about one-time results equal one-time profits. And I believe that one-time profits mean you're going to be out of business. You got to find a way that can allow you to create monthly income. And so you have to think about it like this. As a result of someone reading this book, what now do they want to do? What now is the next step? As a result of somebody reading a Harry Potter book, guess what? They're going to want to read another Harry Potter book. Guess what? They're going to want to join the Harry Potter fan group. And guess what? They're going to want to purchase some Harry Potter merch. And guess what? When the Harry Potter movie come out, they want to dress up. And guess what? They're going to buy a ticket to come to the Harry Potter movie. And guess what? They're going to buy a ticket to come to the Harry Potter social. And guess what? They're going to join a monthly group, a membership group, where we going to talk about Harry Potter. Now that may sound crazy, but I'm sure we got some Harry Potter fans here that know what I'm talking about. Hello? 50 Shades of Grey. Let's go all the way left. We're going to go all the way 50 Shades. Because I like to use fictional type books too, because the self-help space is easy. That's easy on how to generate income monthly, right? But I'm going to get into that too. 50 Shades of Grey. I ain't seen more adult toy companies pop up more than ever since 50 Shades of Grey came out, child. I was online, I was on Instagram. This one girl, she has this podcast. She done went to go see a male dominatrix. I didn't even know they did that. I didn't even know the man be the whip. I said, woo! And they pay that man. That man gets paid to come in and whoop. And women do it too. Whoop. It's a whole business, right? And then they've got toys, and then they've got organizations. They got all type of freaky stuff that goes on in this world. As a self-help book, easy. Now, some of you might say, well, Taria, I don't want to get into coaching. Listen, you could call me whatever you want to call me, because I used to say I don't want to be a coach either. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I do understand, especially for those of you who've ever invested into a coach and, they didn't really hold up to what you thought it was going to be, or maybe it wasn't. And you're just like, I don't want to be that person to other people. First of all, you're not going to always be able to please everybody, right? You're not going to be able to please everybody. And that's okay. It is important, though, that as a coach, you are your best version and you're always continuously growing and learning how to be a better coach. So you got to make sure you're always doing that. But what I recommend in the self-help space is you can create a coaching program. You can have a retreat that you might do every quarter. You can have a monthly membership program that people can join and hold themselves accountable. There's so many ways. You could have t-shirts. You could have a monthly membership where every month you're shipping off candles. Let's say you wrote a book about, a book about healing, and now you have a candle line that you're going to ship every single month. It's a membership. They can join. This is one of my good friends. She's also a business partner. Isabel Rojas came up with this beautiful candle line, and now it's in stores and everything. And you could create a monthly membership. So there's so many ways that you can leverage your book and think about the end in mind. And so 2 things, guys, that we all need to be thinking about, right? When you write your book, what is the next step for the reader? Because trust me, people don't buy self-help books because they want to read the book. They buy the self-help book because they want the transformation. And if you don't want to do the coaching, find partners of people who are in the coaching space and you create a JV partnership, joint venture. That means, look, psychiatrist, I wrote this book about mental health and stuff like that. I ain't trying to do all of that. But look, I want to create a partnership with you. So when I send people to you, then I can get a cut. And now you just focus on getting the book. And then maybe once a quarter or twice a year, you do a conference where people can come and you have people on your panel. So many different ways. So hopefully that helped. I'll do one more question. Woo! This is a good question to finish off with. I hope you guys are still here. Annette says, what draws a person to pick a book? Girl, get out my head. Jesus, Lord. I'm going to go grab another book. One of my books, shameless plug. You see I got the 10K book right there. Well, let me get another one. All right. Get out my head, child. This is one of the things I'm always stressing about, because people be having books, child. And look, if people see your book, this is how you know you need to redo your book. If people see your book and they don't touch it, like pick it up, the title ain't right. So the first thing, here's another one of my books. Don't Go Broke Trying to Be a Business Owner. 7 secrets every business owner should know before you go out of business. The first thing that makes a person want to pick up your book is going to be the promise that the title is making. Now, what I see with many authors is that we title these books so deep that don't nobody know what the hell you talk about. Now, let me give you an example. The Overcoming. Let's say that's a title. Your book is The Overcoming. The overcoming of what? Now, I'm not saying don't keep the overcoming, but have a subtitle that can then tell them what are they overcoming from. Being more specific about that transformation. This is another thing. We're so afraid to niche it down because we think we're leaving money on the table. But the question is this, and this is no shade, but if you ain't making no money, what are we talking about? Because if it ain't working, then we need to redo it. Does that make sense, y'all? I get people all the time, well, I don't want to niche it down. But okay, well, let me ask you this. But are you making money right now? Because if you're not, why don't you just try it? Let me give you an example. We had a young lady who had this book. I can't remember what the title was, but let's just say that I'll give you like a scenario. Let's say she wanted to title it, I can't remember what the exact title was because we retweaked it. But let's just say her book was The Push Through. How to overcome every obstacle in your life. Now, let me ask y'all a question. If you have ever gone through an obstacle, I want you to type the number 1 in the chat space. If you've ever gone through an obstacle, let's see how many people have ever gone through an obstacle. Type 1 in the chat space. Do your girl a favor and type 1 in the chat space. If you've ever gone through an obstacle. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think the chat is working. I think the chat, after a while, it started. I don't know why. They need to fix that. For some reason, I don't think the chat is working, because I know y'all typing one. Let me go look on YouTube real quick. Let me go on the YouTube. Chat be tripping. My little software here. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Yeah, I see a lot of ones. Katrina, Ashley, Noel, Angela, John, Dennis. Let me go to Facebook. Let's see what Facebook talking about. Y'all typing ones over there too? Let me see. Where we at? Where's that? Let me find a live. There it is. How many y'all typing one in Facebook? Let's see. We got ones from Dana, Erica, Nikkei, Patricia, India, Carletta. Let's see. Let's go to LinkedIn real quick and see how many y'all typing ones over there. So a lot of people that have been through a trauma, been through some stuff, right? And so when I was telling her, I was like, girl, everybody that been through trauma. All of us, we all been through, and everybody got their own, whatever their trauma is. Like, you can't really tell somebody that their trauma is less than somebody else's trauma. Trauma is trauma, right? And so I said, that's not specific enough, because everybody's been through trauma. Nobody's going to say, ooh, I need this book, because all of us been through it, right? Now, you might get one or two or three, but what we want everybody who relates to get it and then be like, what is their coaching program? What is the next step? That's what you want, right? So I said, well, tell me a little bit about your life. And so she started sharing with me. She said, well, I went through this and went through that. And I lost both of my parents. I lost them at, it was like 6 or 7 years old. I said, really? And then she was like, yeah. And then at, like 9, I started acting out and I was going to juvenile. I was like, really? I said, would you say that maybe the fact that your parents, they passed at such a young age, that probably affected you why you started acting out and getting in trouble at 10 years old? She said, you know what? I never thought about that. I said, would you say that maybe you have some abandonment issues? And I know that that's kind of harsh to ask, but listen, we got to get to it. We got to figure out what it is. She was like, you know what? I do. I said, let's go Google parental abandonment or child abandonment. Another challenge. Y'all go look it up. Look how many results pull up. Do you know that I have spoken in front of organizations as big as, 5,000, 10,000 people. And I will tell my story talking about how my mother passed away. And this is my story. My mother passed away from cirrhosis of the liver when I was 11 years young. My father passed away from stage 4 lung cancer when I was 26. Now, God blessed me with a second mother. Her name is Veronica Terry. And so God has put someone in my life where I could be able to do some stuff for. But, being a woman and you losing your birth parents at such a young age, I had some abandonment issues. I've had people as old as 60 years old come to me and tell me my mom passed at this time and it is still messing with me today. Do you know there are people who live on that and they believe that is the reason why? I said, why don't we talk about being abandoned as a child and the steps that you've had to overcome to be able to push through that? Now, because she wanted to be a life coach. And I was like, you can still life coach, but coach people in that specific space. So now we write a book about abandoned as a child, how I was able to overcome losing my parents and live a life worth living. Now, someone who can relate to that transformation is like, whoa, is she talking to me? Hello? And so now you're specific. So the first thing, your cover has to make a specific promise. A specific promise. Look, don't go broke trying to be a business owner. You ain't got to question what this book is about. You know exactly what this book is about. Hello? A 6-figure vision. Tips to making more money, happiness, and success. We know this is about making some money because it's called a 6-figure vision. Now, so they first look at the cover. Then what your potential purchaser is going to do is do this. Bloop, 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 bloop. Let me look at the back. Now, this is where a lot of people mess up because then they put a long bio. This long bio, child, about them. Most people don't care about your story until they know that you can help them. So you got to get straight into helping them. I start my covers off with qualifier questions, asking them so that they can be like, yes, Oh yeah, I need that. Oh, yep. So my book says, do you want to start a profitable business? Yes, I do. Are you tired of not getting customers or clients? Oh, I'm tired. Yes. Do you want someone do you wish someone would just give you the real information on what it takes to run a six-figure business? Yes, please. I need to get them in what is called yes mode. Your back cover is designed to just confirm the title. And so I break it down, and then I don't have it all be one paragraph. You got to break it down. People need this, like, it needs to be visually appealing. And then the third thing that a person's going to do is they're going to do one final thing and open it up. They want to see, does it look like an easy read? I know, and that's not, like, they're not necessarily saying, let me see if this looks easy to read. No, they just do it because they want to see it. And how many of y'all have ever flipped through a book and you said, whoa, there's a lot of words. This look thick, right? But then you'll see books that are like more, because look at the words in here. And the way that I break my books down, it's not always one long paragraph. I have sub-chapters in my books. I make sure to make it appealing to the eye, because if it looks appealing to the eye, they're going to want to read it. So those are the three things. You got to have a promise. It's got to be specific. And if you're not sure, go in, take your book, or if you're working on the book, the title, ask like 10 to 15 people, what do you think this book is going to teach? And if all 10 of them give you a totally different answer, then we need to get more specific. That's also how I recommend when you're getting into the coaching space and you're wanting to teach people, how to do certain things. Like, go and tell 10 people your introduction statement and then tell them to reply back to you. So what do you think I teach? And if all 10 of them is giving you something, we're not specific enough, right? And so that's one of the things. I came up with that idea. I think I was we were actually doing a pre-work session for our book camp that's coming up at the end of this month. And I was like, yeah, go ask 10 people and tell them, like, what did they get from what you just said? And if it's different, then we got to be specific. Your book should be the same. The promise that the book is making should be the same when we are talking about self-help, how-to instructional-based books. All right, y'all. Well, look, it's been a privilege and pleasure. I really, I see some of y'all put comments in here too. Barbara said, I just searched that. It's crazy, right? These numbers, like, go listen. And remember this, if you remember one thing from this training, if they'll Google it, they'll pay for it. How to train my dog. I'm sitting here because my dog is right underneath here, right by my feet somewhere. People want to know how to do that. It's people creating businesses off that. How to set up my home studio. People creating businesses off of that. Anything, y'all. How to buy a car for no money down. Instead of saying I'm a credit specialist, I teach people how to get their dream car with no money down. Stop saying what everybody, titles don't matter, results do. There's a reason why somebody goes to see somebody for credit. They want a specific transformation. Talk about your transformation, your book, titled that. Your book could be like, don't get scammed. How to get your dream car with no money down. That's the title of a book, right? So, remember, if they'll Google it, they'll pay for it. The second thing I want you guys to remember is that you write a book to write another book. The most successful authors out there, 7-figure authors, they don't have one book. Joyce Meyer's got a new book coming out every month. When you look at some of these pastors and how these people be upset about these pastors, child, some of the top selling pastors, y'all know them, Joel Osteen. Let me see. I'm having a brain fart. Bishop T.D. Jakes, all of the ones that that are doing extremely well in business, they typically have books that come out probably every quarter. And this is the thing. Your best customer is going to be the one who bought the first book. People always be like, Terry, when the next book coming out? They never gonna not want the new book. All right. So right now, it's 12:22. So I'm going to leave this up for 1 hour. Okay. 12:22. If you want to register, we have the Book Profits Challenge that's coming up. Some of the bonuses when you register as a VIP is you get 3 live Q&A sessions, just like what we did today. But the difference is that we'll be in a Zoom meeting and you'll be able to ask via, audio. We do ask that if you want to be able to take advantage of the full refund, like if you don't like it, then you got to have your camera on. Okay. And you got to be stable. Ain't no driving, trying to get training and stuff. Pull over. No driving when your cameras is on. But that's for VIPs only. So if you register right now, you get 50% off of VIP. 3 days of Q&A. You're going to get the 5 days. Now for the first 4 days, it's going to be a 1-hour webinar. But on this Saturday, which is the 21st, we're going to be together for 3 hours. We're going to have networking that's going to take place. I'm going to be doing giveaways. When you register for VIP, you also get entered to win some of the giveaways. We will be giving away all types of stuff from laptops, microphones. Everybody loves my mic. So, I like to give away. I think I need to create a partnership with this company, honey, because I got everybody getting this mic. But we're going to be doing all types of giveaways when you register as a VIP. But even general admission, you'll be able to network, communicate, connect. I'm going to do a giveaway for all general admission and VIP, but the VIPs get the bigger, bigger jacks, right? So register, guys. 50% off until 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you happen to be watching a replay and you catch it on time, child, you still get to take advantage. I'm going to do more of these live Q&A sessions. I definitely had a great time. I'm also going to allow you guys to actually dial in. There's a way that you can actually just dial straight in and you can come on camera and ask your question. So we're going to figure out a schedule to do this. I think this was real powerful, and I think you guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. Now, if you're watching on my YouTube channel, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notifications, and please give me a thumbs up. If you are watching this on Facebook, please share this video out. I hope that this was of value. Share this video out to people that you think should actually see this. For LinkedIn, for those of you watching on LinkedIn, please give this a heart, a thumbs up as well, and share this video out. I would truly appreciate it. A lot of people always ask me, what's the best way that we can support you? The best way, outside of course, investing in the books. But see, I don't want people to just buy books if you don't need them. I'm here to change lives. I'm not here to say I made $100,000 off of clients who don't need what I have, right? I don't want that. So if it's not what you need, then don't invest. But the best way to support outside of that is to share. I think as a community of entrepreneurs, if we learn how to do that more, understanding that sowing a seed of sharing, sowing a seed of connecting and collaborating can allow you to have so much more fruit. I know a lot of times we're afraid to share because we think that we're going to lose out on opportunity for other people, but we are all God's people. We don't own nobody. And I believe that as long as we take care of God's people, he will take care of us. So with that stated, y'all, my name is Taria Vision Avant. Remember, now, if you're watching this after 1:30, you can still register. It's just the 50% is gone. And we're not going to offer a 50% again. I'm just doing this because this is our new system we're going to be doing with the 5-day challenge. It's definitely worth 100%. It's worth 3 times what we're going to be charging for this. So if you want 50%, you can go to bookprofitschallenge.com right now. And I will see you guys next month. For those of you who have not registered for my free masterclass, you can get that too by going to 10kbook.com. That's 10kbook.com. You can see it right here. It says free masterclass. All right. But if you want to be with that 5-day challenge, you're ready to generate $5,000, pull up on your girl. All right, y'all. Well, that's it. That's all. I appreciate y'all. Happy day. And I'll see you guys on the next live. Deuces.